I met a gypsy.
Getting back to talking about, guys like Bogle and all that, and Cody Schock, these are fantastic riders that I can't speak for all of them at this very moment in time, but they're looking for rides. And even after how Cody ended off the season, it's like, oh man, that's his reward. The team's going away, and you're like, dang it, this shouldn't happen. That a guy who's solidly in the top 10 on a privateer bike can't even have a ride. I don't have the answer, and I've said this for a while, but I would love to see our sport be able to continue to spread the love amongst more individuals. For a little while, all the money went to the Carmichael and the Stewarts and the Reeds, and then it was like they made buku bucks, and then behind it was like a massive drop-off. And
so you're a communist.
I'm a big fan. Pretty much, I guess. I sound like it, huh? I would just love to see the ability. Okay, like let's use MotoGP. All the factories have a factory team and a factory-backed team. That enables them to have the next kid that comes up where they go, maybe he's not going to be world champion the first year, but we want to keep him because we want to promote him to the premier team later on. I'm a big V8 Supercar fan, and I think to myself, there's guys there that could win on one weekend and be 25th the next weekend. Their job isn't really in jeopardy. Yes, I know it's car racing, it's different. NASCAR is a little bit the same way. But if these kids could show their personalities, get some sponsors, because I know even as we speak, there's one or two or even more of these companies where it's enthusiasts that are businessmen that have thought, hey, you know what, I could help this guy out. I could help that team. I just would love to see a little more structure from the OEMs to help facilitate that, because all it takes is all the money is going in one direction, someone's trying to make it work, and then they get a sponsor who's maybe just an enthusiast, and they're like, oh, the dude's got money, we're going to rape him for everything we can. And then you have this team for 1 year, and then the sponsor's pissed off, and a rider who was promised this doesn't get that. So like I said, I don't have the answer. I would love to just see a little more structure and just be able to say, okay, in order to be involved, this is what we'd like to see as a roadmap. It's not just about, Tomac and Cinderella on Factory Cowie. I know they're going to say, well, we have Pro Circuit, but you need Team Green. You need a support program to Team Green, in my opinion, as well. You need Pro Circuit. Maybe even need a satellite team that Mitch, if he's got 4 good guys, and there was another guy like this year with Shimoda, someone where they weren't sure if they were going to be able to have a 5-man team. It'd be nice if it was structured that there was another team. And then think about it. If someone moves up now, let's say at the end of next year, you've just signed Jason Anderson to Cowie and you've got Cinderella under contract. What do you do? Let's say Faulkner gets it going and just dominates next year. They're now sitting there going, oh shit, now what? We didn't really plan for this either. We want all the best guys we can get, but we don't even have anywhere to put him. Yes, some of these teams can go, we can run a third rider and go back to Monster and get some more money and ask Cowie for some more product.
But that's the problem.
You get what I'm saying? It's the same too. Yeah, it can't just all fall on Red Bull and Monster's back and the OEMs being behind it. It really needs to be like levels where a sponsor can come in and go, hey man, I don't have $1 million, but I got $150,000. Where could I put this that makes it work? And now I'm working with an organization like Cowie or Honda that's promoting that sponsor and that team through a bunch of avenues. Because when it's just a little privateer team, they're like, yeah, well, we blasted you on our social media, and oh yeah, you guys have 3,000 followers. That's not really doing my sponsorship any justice. Not to mention, my guy who's riding pretty good got 10th, but I don't even know if I saw my logo on the TV or got a shout out.
Yeah.
Am I really getting my bang for a buck? So yeah, besides the communism side of it, I hate to say it, but I think the sport would be a little bit better with some of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Absolutely.
think that the thing that really sucks in our sport, and I've spoke about it before, and I'd love to talk to Davey about it at some point, or like even Feld, but it's like, that was the thing. So I was with JDR, and I was like, Jay Reinberg, still my best friend. Like, we're still talk as every day almost. And they're like a wealthy family that got into the sport with these intentions of sticking around like every guy that comes into the sport. But it's like, all right, so it has to be this model where like every year there's this massive cash injection from a private enterprise, like their family, and then slowly that budget gets spent, and then the next year a massive cash injection, and then we're just fucking on the ride now doing it. And it's like, at some point, like if you're a rich dude, right, you've made a lot of money in your life, you didn't make money by spending money with no return and like no way of recouping investment. And, you know, you can have these intentions, which is what, you know, these wealthy people, they come into the sport and then they have these intentions of like, all right, well, we will be able to get sponsors. We've got this great plan. Like, dude, we invented the web series, you know, like we were doing shit with the video side of things that was so far ahead of its time. And that was Jay's vision, you know, like Jay bought into that vision. And we did do a lot of crazy shit. It wasn't enough. Like it was probably too ahead of its time. You know, if we kept doing the YouTube thing and like before anybody else, maybe, you know, you can turn it into like a revenue stream. But it's like I remember having a conversation with Jay, and he's just like, how the fuck do you make money? What can we sell? What's the like, he's like, we just do this with our hands out and just hope, you know. And they had like Jared Merrill, one of the most badass motherfuckers I've ever met to this day. You know, you got the J-Star, you know, dudes that come on board, and then, you know, you rely on these fucking absolute legends to come together and like fund this thing. But like, where's the revenue stream? And it's like, let them sell some fucking t-shirts, man. Let them do some merch. Like, I know the kind of dollars that can be made with people that run successful merch. And it's like, okay, so to run the merch, you need to first be allowed to sell it at the races. But because MX Sports don't get their cut, or Feld don't get their cut, or they've got their wheels that they want to grease, that they're going to shut that down. And then it's like, how do we advertise our merch? Oh, well, you can't film at the races. You know, you can't have your own cameraman come and, you know, and be there to advertise the product. So you just like, your fucking legs just get everywhere you go to try and make money. Your fucking legs get cut out from underneath you. And it's just like, it's discouraging for people. Like, they just know there's literally no way for them to make money. And honestly, I think that the Deegans are going to come in and fuck shit up. Because you think Brian Deegan's not going to be fucking down to have his filmers film Supercross when they've got 1 million subscribers on their YouTube channel, and when they sell merch the way that they sell their merch, like, you think that that's going to fly? And that's the shit, in my opinion, that has to change. And I'm a big free market guy, right? And in my head, I look at Feld, no bad blood. No, you know what I mean? I'm not like against anti-Feld or whatever. But it's like, I look at them and it's like, well, we want to sell our t-shirts. And I was like, okay, make cool fucking t-shirts that people want to buy. And if your t-shirts are cool, people will buy your t-shirts. But if a Cody Shock t-shirt's cooler and people like Cody Shock more, let them fucking buy the Cody Shock t-shirt. Have a free market going.
Give him an opportunity,
exactly,
to make himself some money.
Yeah.
Let the fans dictate. And getting back, you know, you mentioned J-Star. I know the family as well, and there again, they're enthusiastic. They're like, yeah, we want to sponsor motocross. We think it's a badass sport. We want to be involved. And then a lot of times, those kind of companies end up with a private team that may be over-promising and under budget. And it just always feels like after a couple of years, those sponsors like, you know, it wasn't worth it. I didn't get what I was promised. My money didn't go into building the team. It went to, you know, band-aiding some previous issues or problems, which is why I was saying, if the OEMs have a more of a structure, I think that's one of the reasons why you've seen NASCAR still be so strong in this country, is they have a team of people soliciting sponsors, and they have sponsors at all different levels, and they're like, well, I don't think we can afford NASCAR. And they're like, well, but you can afford to be on the side of my truck or the Xfinity car, which is a step below, and allow those people to get their feet wet, be in with a big structured organization that has PR people, has this. When you've got privateer teams trying to hire a team manager, hire a PR person, they're trying, but they're never going to do the same job as an OEM or a manufacturer that's got a whole big group behind it. So that's where I was trying to say, I think there's opportunities for other sponsors and companies to come in at different levels and feel comfortable about spending their money. Not like, hey, I'm signing on some private team and some guy that's a businessman or some ex-racer, and it's, if you're a little uncomfortable, it's not a good start. And then secondly, like I said, more often than not, I think people get brought in and they get all these promises. Oh, dude, I'll hook you up with this. Your kid will get that, blah, blah, blah. Once the money comes in, someone else is going, maybe it's Feld or someone, oh, this company's got money. Hey, why not? You don't want to be with that little privateer team that's going to give you, minimal advertising. You could be a series sponsor, an event. Come over here. We'll get you in the suite. We'll get you in the press box. Things like that do happen, and it just, like I said, leaves a bad taste in people's mouth, and you've got this revolving door.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.